Well, I'm being joined now by Mr. Alabi John Kennedy, Managing Partner at Bespoke Business Consulting in Accra, Ghana. Thank you for joining us, Mr. John Kennedy.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Now, it's over a week since the lockdown was lifted in Accra and Kumasi. Would you say it was a good idea after all?
Well, people are actually thinking of how to relate to this right now because there's been an increase in the COVID-19 cases in Ghana. As at 10 days ago, the confirmed cases was 1,042. But as of today, it's now 1,671. This translates about 60% increase from 10 days ago. So people are actually skeptical and thinking that the president hasn't made a good decision, but he is also trying to buttress his point that he's looking at this from an economic point of view. Because right now, 70% of the economic activity in Ghana is driven by the SMEs, that's the small scale and medium enterprise. And these are the hardest hit people in Ghana right now. So it's hard to say, but we are still in it.
Okay, so but what has business activities been like in these cities since after lifting the lockdown?
Currently, business activity has resumed, but it's a bit slow. People are still skeptical about going out. Some corporate organizations still work from home, like I, for instance, still work from home and relate to their staff remotely. When you go out there, you see people, most of the time they are putting on their mask because that is what has been instructed by the government right now. Before you go out, you have to be with your mask. The marketplaces have been structured in such a way that they don't get congested. And some markets are even practicing shift system where some come today and the other ones come tomorrow, so that at least to maintain the social distance principle. And this has been what has been going on for the past week.
Okay, now Moody's recently changed its outlook on Ghana to negative from positive. What would all of these mean for the economy and its sovereign ratings by other rating agencies?
Well, the Moody's reports came in. It was expected by analysts like myself in Ghana, and we thought this would happen, but we are not expecting it to come so soon. However, this is a global pandemic. We actually call it a systematic risk, which you cannot have control over. So what you need to do is to make sure you find a way to contain it. Ghana is not alone in this. The whole of the world are also in this, and definitely it will affect the economic activity and the economic performance of every country. So we are not actually alone right now.
President Nana Akufo-Addo will today address what is possibly the largest ever gathering of senior African business leaders in a webinar organized by Africa.com with the theme, How Africa's Informal Sector Responds to COVID-19. What message do you think he will be passing on, particularly learning from experience in Ghana?
Okay, basically, I think the president would want to advise leaders of every country to find a way to listen to their citizens. He's been a listening president for a while now, trying to understand how he can manage or strike a balance between the economic results and the scientific results as related to the COVID-19. I think that is what's going to advise them on. There's nothing really to be done, but advise them on how to contain the COVID-19 and strike a balance between countries' economic activity results and the scientific results, so that those countries will not suffer at the end of the pandemic. Because I think this pandemic is going to be something that will change the whole world, and the African face is not exempted at all.
All right, so what is the outlook for Ghana's economy as the COVID-19 continues to ravage our global economy?
Well, the outlook for Ghana economy is not looking so good. The reason is that currently the debt to GDP ratio in Ghana is about 70% of GDP. We are highly indebted to both local and foreign partners, including IMF. What I think the government can do to at least alleviate this is to make sure they put in place or implement very strong and important fiscal reforms, which help the economy to gradually grow as time goes on. Well,
All right.
we are looking at financial performance improvements, putting in place structural things to make sure that the economy is able to absorb whatever negativity that the pandemic has brought into the country.
All right. Alabi John Kennedy, Managing Partner at Bespoke Business Consulting in Accra, Ghana. Thank you for your time.